Are we live? We are live on Twitter. Welcome to Gamcast for Saturday evening, folks. Here to talk about an election law case update and going to explain the difference that many people do not understand between mail-in and absentee balloting. Neither are good, but one's better than the other, and there's a big difference. So let's start with the election update. Here you go. Here's Mark Elias. The guy on the right's Mark Elias. He has been the general counsel for every person that's run for president on the Democrat side for quite some time, including 2016, and he files a lot of cases to rig it for Democrats. Here he goes.
Donald Trump and the Republican Party have been trying to block mail-in voting every possible way they can. And in Nevada, that took the form of two lawsuits against the state of Nevada, both dealing with the question of whether...
Now, we're going to come back to what the question is in a minute, but let me explain to you the difference between mail-in balloting and absentee balloting, right? And here's why I'm talking about this today. I was going to come to you tonight and talk to you about the UK case about censorship and the gentleman who said that he might try to get extradition of Americans and was going to tell you if it's possible to get an extradition of an American. You're going to have to subscribe if you want to get that, because I'm going to have to do that podcast in the future. Because I looked at my comments. I know you're not supposed to look at the comments, but I commented to Elias. What was my comment to Elias? Why do you need mail-in your vote? Why can't you go in person like we've done for hundreds and hundreds of years, okay? Because Democrats want to cheat. That's why. That's my tweet. Now, that tweet, I made the mistake of looking at the comments. Here's a comment here from somebody at Arlene Robert. Should we invalidate these votes of people? And how do we know they're trying to cheat? And here you go. Here are the people. Trump, Trump's wife, Trump's daughter, some dude I don't know who he is, Kayleigh McEnany, wait a minute. I don't know who these people are. Mike Pence and Bill Barr. Doesn't matter. I guarantee these people didn't mail in ballots. What they did was they requested absentee ballots. So we voted in person for hundreds of years, and for not all of it, but for most of this time we've had absentee. What's that? Well, you're going to be in the military service, you're going to be in a hospital, or for some other reason you're out of the country and you want to vote, quote unquote, absentee. They have a procedure for that. First and foremost, you have to request it. Second of all, they normally have procedures that require you to sign it and then also provide some type of ID or other indicia that it's you. So first off, this person clearly doesn't understand what the difference is. That's the first part, okay? Second part, somebody else commented on mine, and you can always tell a leftist because they either lead with an idiotic, fraudulent meme, which this is, or they call you a name. In this case, he went with the name. That's always a tell that they're a moron. Now, I didn't verify any of this. I don't need to. He has these blue states over here all mail-in. I believe that. And because those elections aren't credible anymore, period. End of story. Don't even need to talk about it more. Then he talked about a bunch of other states, and again, it says no excuse mail. You'll notice Georgia is one of those. I am a Georgia citizen. I am going to request an absentee ballot. Georgia in no way has no excuse mail. It has no excuse absentee. You don't need an excuse. Now, I'm not for that, but that's what Georgia is. It is what it is, okay? But you need to understand the difference. So some states will expand absentee to include no excuse. You don't have to be in the military. You don't have to be in the hospital. You don't have to be out of the country. You can be here and could have shown up. We're still going to let you. Okay, don't like it, but it is what it is. Then this other person commented. This is the same person that commented before. Why do you assume a vote that's mailed is less legitimate than a vote that's cast in person? Well, folks, there's an easy answer to that. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can figure it out because I responded to him and I told him. But basically the answer is this. Because I'm not an imbecile. That's why. I'm not an imbecile. Obviously, if I'm in person, I show you the ID, I vote, that's the most secure. In 2004, James Baker and Jimmy the Carter, the President of the United States, Democrat, they had a commission after the 2000 hanging Chad, Gore, Bush, and they all came out and they said mail-in voting ain't secure. All of Europe agrees. Nobody does it but us. Why? Because it's easy. If you flood out, you don't even have to ask for it. You don't have safeguards, and you get a ballot back. You don't know if the person who it claims to be from actually did it. Well, they have to sign it. Well, they don't even check the signatures half the time. But even assuming they do, you think I can't get your signature? And yes, listener, I don't care where you are, I can. If you've bought property, if you have a license, if you've ever signed anything, I can get and see what your signature looks like. It's easy to do. Once you do that, all you got to do is put the ink like we were on kids on the back of paper and then trace it, or put it in a printer, right, and print it out. It's easy to do. Now you know the difference between mail-in and absentee. And if you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you on the next one.